So I was gonna go see Fly Me to the Moon, but then the moon grew a face and started descending at a rapid rate, and I had to rewind time to get it to stop, and by the time I was done with all of that, I was exhausted. Wait, that's the plot of Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what, did you go and see the freaking moon from Soul Eater or something like that?
No, I went to Termina.
Oh.
Welcome to Under the Bridge, everybody!
Welcome to Under the Bridge.
I'm Cody, aka the Scarlet Troll.
And I'm Greg, aka Greg.
And this is our podcast, where we talk news of the
That
podcast...
was a pause?
Yeah, look, I might have forgotten what the next bit was. Shut up!
I was gonna say, I've done that plenty of times, so I can't exactly give you shit.
We talk news of the pop culture variety. Sometimes comic news, sometimes gaming news, pretty much always movie news, and also pretty much always a movie review. So make sure to ring the like button and smash that bell.
Indeed.
Comment and subscribe, share the video around, really helps out, whatever you feel like doing.
Yes, indeed. Give us that engagement. Give us that pure, uncut Pablo Escobar engagement.
Pablo Escobar?
Pablo Escobar.
Cocaine Bear was a thing. That was last year, right?
That was... that was either last year or the year before.
Oh god, if that movie's already 2 years old, I'm gonna lose my mind.
2023,
oh,
so yeah,
thank
last
god.
year. Yeah.
Okay, so, I should probably start off on the downer bit, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
We lost Shelley Duvall.
Indeed.
Very accomplished actress, interesting filmography. The main things I know her from are, of course, Wendy in The Shining.
Right.
She was also Olive Oil in Robert Altman's live-action Popeye movie, the weird one starring Robin Williams.
Right.
I haven't seen that in a minute.
Yeah, I remember seeing that when I was a kid. I just like, this is a very strange movie.
I know as a kid I really didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I should give it another watch. Hey, apparently they're making a new animated Popeye movie, so maybe at some point we'll circle back around for cinema synergy, who knows?
Alrighty.
Or maybe I'll just watch it anyway, because I don't really need an excuse.
Fair.
But no, that's honestly really tragic to hear, because she was really good at what she did.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate indeed.
And the hits keep on coming, and I'm never sure how much to dwell on these things, or what to sound off on, because people literally die every week, but we also lost Shannon Doherty, who, at the very least in my case, I'm more familiar with as Prue from Charmed.
Right.
The sister who left and died in season 3. Well, the actress left, and then the character died.
Right. It's like, she was written off.
Yeah. And we also lost Richard Simmons.
Oh, right, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Even though that was relatively recent. Like, all these have been within, like, the last few days,
yep.
I want to say.
But it all just kind of blends together after a while.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate.
Now, apparently he was on an episode of Johnny Bravo.
Was he?
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, I'm not going to recall which episode of Johnny Bravo, because it's been years since I've watched Johnny Bravo, but that's a choice. That's not what I would have ever expected him to be in.
Nah, I mean, he was more of a fitness guy than an actor, but still some fond memories.
Right.
Yeah, all in all, this has not been a happy week in terms of people not dying.
Right.
It's not really. Yeah. It's not really a good way to put any of that.
No, but I know what you meant.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's sadness all around.
Yeah, and I always hesitate on details, because a lot of the times the details are listed, but then I was thinking about last time we had to do this and how I was like, it's really none of our business, and it continues to be none of our business, so I'm not going to go into it.
Right.
Condolences to all who knew them, who are grieving the loss of people they actually knew, and not just people who they saw on screen at some point and went, oh yeah, you're good at this.
Right.
Which is basically just what we're doing here.
Yeah, condolences to the family and the close friends and the loved ones and all.
Yeah. Most of the rest of the news is pretty much just release dates.
Okay.
By which I mean, actually it's not just release dates so much as the fact that these things actually exist, which...
Yeah, we're acknowledging the existence of this particular project.
Case in point, Shrek 5, 2026.
Why?
July 1st.
Why?
Because Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, and Cameron Diaz are all back, that's why.
So? They can do a different thing?
Look,
as much as I love Shrek, I do not see any reason to have a Fish Shrek movie.
The years
whatsoever.
start coming and they don't stop coming, alright?
It's,
Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running. It's even worse because the poster has the All-Star Returns on it, which is...
Oh, that's gross.
That's real cringe, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I wonder what they're gonna go for. What year did Shrek 4 come out again?
2010.
So do you think it's Shrek 16 years later, has a kid or some shit?
He already has 3.
Oh, that's right.
He had 3 at the end of Shrek the Third, and getting them back after he signed away his entire life to Rumpelstiltskin was the plot of Shrek 4.
Right, I forgot about that. Because it's been a long time since I've watched that movie, honestly.
Have you not been keeping up on the deep lore, the ogre under, as I call it?
The ogre... Shut the fuck up. Oh, God almighty.
Also, I don't remember if I brought this up previously, but according to Eddie Murphy, apparently there's also a Donkey movie in the works.
Is there now?
Yeah.
That also seems unnecessary. I feel like that's something where it's like, that's gonna go depending on how well Shrek 5 does.
That seems less necessary than Puss in Boots.
Yeah.
And the Puss in Boots movies, from what I've heard, are good.
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, I mean, I guess it's a thing of having long-standing spin-offs and whatever, or additions to this franchise, considering that there was apparently, I didn't realize this, an 11-year difference between the first Puss in Boots and The Last Wish, which came out in 2022.
Oh yeah, they sat on it. Remember when we all thought Shrek 5 was coming in 2019?
No, actually, I don't.
There was a whole meme about it. It was roses are red, ogres are green, Shrek 5 arrives in 2019.
Oh, that does sound vaguely familiar,
yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Oh, it was all the rage.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what, I'm just gonna put my chips down. Shrek loses his ogre license and has to go back to Ogreversity.
An Ogreversity, God almighty. Don't ever say that again,
I don't
please.
think that's actually true, but...
I feel like it could be a thing, because while it was already a plot device, I could see it being a thing of like, no, this time Shrek is actually staying human for real, and he has to deal with that.
No, I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
Okay, you know what would be really funny? They were lambasting the Disney fairy tale movies that, I mean, had kind of fallen out by the time the first Shrek came out, but, you know, they were still deeply embedded in the public consciousness, and they still are to an extent. But
right.
Imagine if Shrek 5 ends up taking the piss out of movies like Logan or Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, where it's old man Shrek going on an adventure, but it's constantly like, my back, donkey!
Yeah. Oh, that could be something. With the beard and all, just being cranky at everything. Well, even more cranky than he already is.
I guess we'll see. It's also opening in the same month as Toy Story 5, so...
That's a brave decision.
I'll level with you. I'd sooner watch Shrek 5. And it's funny to me, because I don't think I've seen Shrek the Third all the way through, but from what I've seen, I didn't like it. So on the whole, the Shrek franchise isn't as good as Toy Story, but somehow the idea of Toy Story 5 seems worse than Shrek 5, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I kind of feel that since it seems like Toy Story has already had at least 2 solid conclusions already, and they still insist on adding movies to that franchise.
Yeah, Toy Story has had 2 definitive jumping off points. It feels like they keep ending it on a great note and then deciding, but what about another? Whereas Shrek, there's never really a definitive feeling ending for Shrek. Nothing feels like the Grand Swamp Nally, you know? Or whatever you'd call it.
Yeah.
There's probably a better joke, but...
Yeah. I mean, I will give you that, because it's not like... Thankfully, they're not trying to DJ Khaled Shrek, like they are with Toy Story. Another one.
Oh. All I had in my head was All I Do Is Win, and I was very confused.
I mean, I made that joke referencing another one, but then I thought about the scene in Bad Boys Ride or Die where he gets blown up and dies.
Fun reminder, in an episode of DuckTales, there's a scene where, I don't remember if it's Scrooge was actually dead and they brought him back to life, or everybody just thought he was dead, and Flintheart Glomgold crashes his funeral to All I Do Is Win by DJ Khaled, and the best part is, originally, when they pitched it, that was just supposed to be placeholder music, but the higher-ups liked it so much, they were like, let's just see if we can get the rights.
I'm obviously not going to play that now, but I do have to look for this on YouTube and get it queued up after we finish recording.
Oh, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Speaking of franchises that have gone on too long and have spin-offs, that's not fair. Shrek still possibly got some gas in the tank. It's not Ogre yet.
Yeah,
if that's the tagline, somebody owes me money. They probably already used it. I probably owe them money.
And someone owes me money for the therapy that I need to take after hearing that joke.
Oh, you and me both. Minions 3!
Really?
June 30th, 2027.
Wow, okay.
I admire their restraint?
Yeah, I could see this honestly being something that comes out within the next year and a half or so, to have a full 3 years afterwards.
I'm legit surprised that they didn't already have it ready to go.
Yeah, that is an amazing amount of restraint shown by the studio at that point.
I don't know what they're gonna do with it, though, because, I mean...
Yeah.
They did Minions pre-Gru, they did Minions with Kid Gru. Is the next one gonna be, like, Minions with young adult Gru in college or something?
That would be something.
Minions... Maybe it's Minions with Gru's brother, since that was implied in the end of Despicable Me 3, but then I guess in 4, the Minions are just working for the Anti-Villain League.
Right.
I hesitate to say that one of my big problems with this franchise is their inability to stick to their own canon, because that sounds fucking ridiculous, but...
I mean, let's see. Well, right now I'm curious to look up what Illumination's highest grossing franchise is. I'm pretty sure it is...
Despicable Me.
Yeah, I was to say, I'm pretty sure it is Despicable Me at this point.
That's pretty much their primary franchise.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's made like $5 billion, or close to it.
Jesus.
Yeah. One of the big people at Illumination, I can't remember who it was, recently said that, yeah, nobody's ever gonna age in Despicable Me, and that seems...
wrong.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Gru has a kid now, a baby.
Yeah.
So...
I could see that being said for, like, the adults, but it's gonna be weird if they keep on making these movies for the next 10 years, and all of the children stay exactly the same.
Yeah. And you still got Miranda Cosgrove voicing Margot.
Yeah, that too. I mean... I don't know. I kind of get that, because Miranda Cosgrove does not look that much different now compared to when she was a teenager. I would love to figure out whatever form of vampirism that she was able to get her hands on. So it's like, that's the one actress who's, yeah, that can stay the same. Everyone else gotta go.
But it's just, it's so dang frustrating to be, yeah, no, enough time has passed that Gru has his own baby, but none of the other kids got any older and never will. That's so weird and limiting. And
very strange decision to make.
Yeah, I'm not saying follow real-time aging, but you could stand to at least have let a couple years go by now.
Yeah.
There's been 4 of these. You're not gonna make 12.
Yeah, no.
God, I hope you're not gonna make 12.
I mean, with enough money as anything is possible, cries angrily at Fast and Furious.
I mean, if we're counting Minions movies, maybe it'll make 12.
Mm-hmm.
I could see 6 and 6, as disgusting as that sounds.
Yeah, I could see that as well.
This is making me sad. Let's move on to another franchise that's potentially gone on too long with too... Wow, there's a real pattern here, huh?
The Fast and the Furious.
No, not that one.
Hmm.
The Conjuring.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay.
There's another one coming out September 5th, 2025, and it is being billed as the final one.
I don't believe that. I do not believe that for a second. They will keep on making these movies as long as there's money in the bank to make them.
I believe this might be the last The Conjuring. I do not think this is the last Conjuring film. There's probably still at least one more The Nun, plus whatever other stuff they feel like digging up out of the Warrens' basement and going, that could be a spin-off.
Right.
100%. Yeah, do the... What's the... No, I guess the Ferryman was part of the bad guys for Annabelle 3. Annabelle 4? Another La Llorona, only this one's explicitly canon?
Right.
God, what a stupid thing.
Right.
It kinda has been diminishing returns on these, though, I'll admit. I mean, The Conjuring is probably one of the more successful modern horror franchises in terms of... Definitely financially, but probably also in terms of reception. Because I feel like they've all... No, that's not true. Some of them are definitely not liked, but...
Right.
Most of them, I at least have come out of it like, yeah, that was pretty alright.
And it's like, that was pretty good.
Except the latest couple, now that I think about it. Well, I mean, it does make sense, though, that eventually they were gonna end the mainline ones, because You can only keep Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga for so long.
Yeah, that's true.
And then eventually you gotta have somebody else do it or retire the characters, and since the whole thing is based around the weird shit that they store in their basement.
I feel like there's a lot of places to go with that sentence just now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We keep on making movies about the weird shit in our basement. It's like...
Yeah, there's all kinds of places you can go, but they're all in the basement.
Yeah.
Maybe they should... No, I'm spiraling now. I'm very tired. But
spiraling out of control. You spin me right round, baby, right round.
Oh God, what have I done? He's possessed.
Yeah. Does that mean I get my own Conjuring movie now?
Yeah, hell yeah! All right.
Yes.
Let's go scam Warner Brothers out of millions of dollars.
It's like I get my own Conjuring movie, it bombs, but I don't care because I get millions of dollars. I get my own AMG Project 1, and I don't know, the whole Escape from Chappelle show where like one of the characters goes like, I bought my mama a car, I spent the rest of the money on pay, say, pay.
No, I mean, the Warrens were con artists anyway, so you might as well follow that noble tradition and scam a studio out of millions of dollars, which is also a Warner Brothers staple, sinking millions of dollars into stupid ideas. So why not ours?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Alright,
I think we're on track for something here.
Yeah, well, now all we need is a script. Anyways, this next one I'm actually a little excited for, and by a little I mean a lot.
Alrighty.
We have a release date for, I think it's Melissa Barrera's next movie, which is coming out October 25th, 2024, and I can't believe we're getting 2 movies of this genre, because it's a horror romance.
Okay.
So we're getting another Lisa Frankenstein in 2024, except it's not Lisa Frankenstein, it's called Your Monster, but...
Alrighty.
Apparently it's a musical, too.
Okay, this is already a fun and weird combination.
Yeah, apparently after her life falls apart, soft-spoken actress Laura Franco finds her voice again when she meets a terrifying, yet weirdly charming monster living in her closet. Yeah, October 25th, 2024, very excited. It said that this is a wholesome, whimsical romance befitting of a classic Hollywood musical, but with dark underpinnings.
That can mean a lot of things.
I like musicals, I like horror musicals, I like horror comedies, and this sounds like it's gonna be funny.
Yeah. I mean, the setup is hilarious.
Yeah! Lisa Frankenstein's still, what is that, second, third on my list right now?
Oh, that's still on the podium for you?
Oh, it's still on the podium, I'm pretty sure. Let me double check, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure the only thing that beat it still is Hundreds of Beavers.
We really need to watch Lake Michigan Monster at some point.
Yeah, at some point.
I haven't seen it, but I've been told it is of a similar type of comedy.
Spider-Man Noir, the series, the one that's being done by Amazon and MGM+.
Okay.
We got some more details.
Alrighty.
One thing I didn't know, originally it was just called Noir.
I'm very glad that is not the title for it.
No, now they're just calling it Spider-Noir.
That's not great, but it is better than just noir.
Vaguely.
Mm-hmm.
The other interesting little tidbits are Lamorne Morris has been cast as a series regular. I don't remember if it's confirmed, but yeah, it is confirmed. He's Robbie Robertson, who is a cool character.
Okay, what's Robbie Robertson's thing? Primarily,
he's sort of Jameson's... I don't remember if he's officially Jameson's business partner in the Daily Bugle, but he is very much he's basically Jameson's number 2, his confidant, his sounding board, the guy who keeps him in check when he's being a total asshole.
So, basically keeps him in check all the damn time.
Yeah, a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. We also got Brendan Gleeson joining the cast, who most recently I recognize from Banshees of Inisherin, which he was very good in.
Alrighty.
This one, we don't know who he's playing for this series. I've heard rumblings that it's a villainous character. Some people have even put forth maybe he's Norman Osborn.
Is there a noir Norman Osborn?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think there's a noir... Spider-Man Noir he doesn't get too much focus on his world, if that makes sense.
I like how I start typing in noir Norman Osborn, and the first result I get is Black Norman Osborn.
Huh.
I don't know how I should feel about that.
Oh, I get it. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Okay, apparently there is a noir Norman Osborn, and he's just known as the Goblin.
Okay. Looks a lot more like the Lizard, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Apparently he was born as a circus freak, so he's already fucked up from the get-go, and was mistreated from the audience for his reptile-like skin disorder. What?
That's a lizard!
I feel...
Actually, no! That's not the lizard! That's Killer Croc!
Oh, that's funny then.
Somebody owes DC some money.
Yeah.
They need all the money they can get.
Give me them royalties.
But no, I guess I'm looking forward to this.
Is Nicolas Cage involved in it or not really?
He is. He's...
Okay,
He's Spider-Noir, who may or may not be Peter Parker.
I mean, that's the main thing that will have my interest, is if Nicolas Cage is still maybe Peter Parker.
Yeah. No, I'll agree to that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess I got one potentially minor update, which is some of the San Diego Comic-Con schedule is out there.
Okay.
But Kevin Feige's also confirmed that Marvel Studios for the first time is actually going to be at Hall H twice.
How does that work?
They have a panel on Thursday, which is Deadpool related, because that's when Deadpool and Wolverine opens.
Okay.
And then I guess the Saturday one is their main panel where they're rolling out, upcoming movie stuff, plans, probably some new stuff we didn't know was coming. Maybe they'll finally tell us that Wonder Man exists.
Yeah, and that Blade is definitely coming out for realsies this time.
Get me a director, please, and don't scare this one off.
Yeah, for real. Usually I feel like in the past they would do this whole talking about of what's in the future at the end of each phase, but we're not at the end of this current phase at all, right?
Actually, no, we're getting kind of close.
Oh, really?
Thunderbolts is supposed to be, at least when they previously announced it, Thunderbolts was the end of Phase 5.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if that's still true, because release dates have shifted around and such, and...
Oh, that's putting it lightly.
Yeah, typically speaking, phases don't end midway through the year. But Thunderbolts is coming out... Oh, I'm sorry, I've been misspeaking. Thunderbolts with an asterisk comes out...
I gotta have the correction
I want to say May? April 30th? May 5th. Okay. Thanks, Google, for giving me two different things. But no, Thunderbolts with an asterisk comes out in May, so...
April May will have to find her own lawyer.
Haha!
May I present Red, White, owner of Blue Corp? It's like, shut the fuck up, Ace Attorney. I don't know why I just got on that.
Me neither. That's a weird thing to get hung up on.
Yeah, but it's a thing of, my brain's just like, we're in this, we're doing this recording. Let's just circle back around to Ace Attorney and how the naming kind of pisses me off specifically. For no particular reason.
So yeah, I think it would be really weird for a phase to end in the middle of the year, especially when they've got other stuff coming out that year, because Fantastic Four is out in July. Mm-hmm. I'd wager Ironheart's probably second half of the year.
Yeah.
So they might bump Phase 6 back to start with something else. I don't know. We'll see.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I have no idea what they're rolling out at this one, because...
It's a surprise for everyone. It's probably going to be a surprise to some of the people who work at Marvel.
No, that'd be really funny.
Yeah, it'd be funny, but also completely messed up. It's just, they announce things, and then the people who actually work in the studios themselves like, were you given this memo? No, it's like, fuck.
Kevin Feige's about to present, and then somebody cuts him off. Just some, I don't know who, a production assistant or something. Howard the Duck 2027! And Kevin Feige's just like, what?
Kevin Feige, I'm gonna let you finish, but we just got a new director for Blade.
That'd be pretty good. Yeah, that's interesting. It's also reassuring that most of this big presentation for future plans is going to be taken up with, Deadpool and Wolverine. Mm-hmm. I know, I'll probably be watching it.
Yeah, we're already sold on it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be there Thursday night, but I'll definitely be there Friday night.
And we may or may not be there with our adamantium Heineken.
I'll be there with adamantium bells on.
Bells.
Let's go to trailer time.
Let's do trailer time.
It's trailer time again. We've got movie previews to watch. It's trailer time again. We got a rap-tastic trailer for Gladiator 2.
So, I haven't seen the first Gladiator. Second,
me neither.
Why does it always seem like there's some Jay-Z song that is perfect for a movie trailer? I do not understand it.
Yeah, apparently a lot of people were really mad about this one.
Really?
Because it doesn't fit the tone or whatever. It's just, I mean, you're not wrong, but it doesn't take me out of it.
Yeah, no, not at all. And given what the lyrics are, it's like, yeah, that fits. It's kind of low-dimensional, but it fits given what we're looking at.
Plus, I mean, we got Denzel Washington.
Yeah, Denzel Washington's in it.
Who people are also upset about because he's doing an American accent instead of the British accent that all these Romans are doing.
You're getting hung up about that, but despite the fact that there are a bunch of British people in this movie, I'm pretty sure Roman people did not speak with British accents in literally the 1st century.
Yeah, but that's antique and classy and therefore sophisticated, so it's fine.
Yeah, what the hell? That is a weird-ass thing to get hung up on.
You'd think, and yet. I don't know, I'm looking forward to this. I'll admit, historical dramas, they need quite a bit to catch my interest, but I do like me some good political intrigue, which it seems like this has, because you've got people planning to bring down Rome in its entirety, so that ought to be fun.
Yeah, as I say, usually historical dramas are more up my personal alley, and to that extent, I am interested in this. It looks like a good time.
And it's also Ridley Scott, whose last historical drama was Napoleon, so... temper your expectations, maybe.
Right.
But I don't know, this still seems interesting. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like how weirdly involved the Colosseum is. You can fit a pool in there. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, so... I know it's been a while, but I want to say that that's pretty close to what people believe the Colosseum looked like when it was first created.
That's nuts. I had no idea.
Yeah.
You mean they didn't just design it as a sleep pit for Godzilla?
I hate to tell you the bad news, Cody, but you've been lied to. You've been smecklewurfed.
That's not even a word, and I agree with you.
Yeah, indeed.
Also, Joseph Quinn is in this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's the Emperor, who is not Joaquin Phoenix, but really gives me Joaquin Phoenix vibes.
That's fair. I get that.
When he's like, "The gods have spoken!" It just rang out as Phoenix-coded, but...
You know what's funny? In the Wikipedia, there's like a little bit next to his role, and it says, despite comparison with Joaquin Phoenix's performance as Commodus in the first film, Quinn did not feel he channeled Phoenix's performance, crediting Scott for wishing him to, quote, play the chords louder and turn it up and go for the more brave or bold form of communication, unquote. I did not get that vibe. I definitely got Joaquin Phoenix vibes from this.
Yeah, I hate to disagree with you there, Mr. Quinn. It's your performance, but it does feel similar.
Yeah.
Not in the bad way, but in the I see why you would do this way.
What do you mean this movie has a $250 million budget?
What?
Yeah, according to Wikipedia again.
My god.
What is with all of these movies having a $250,000 budget? Is that like the cutoff or something like that? Because it seems like there's a lot of movies that have that very specific number attached to their budget.
Oh, there was a hiatus in filming. That probably racked the bill up. Yep, because of the strikes.
Fair.
Yep, uh-huh. No, but this looks interesting. I'm looking forward to this.
Fair.
We also got a trailer for We Live in Time with Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield.
Just to showcase how much of a terrible person I am, I was not ready for the whole bit in the trailer where Andrew Garfield's like, do I know you? It's like, well, no, yes and no. It's like, oh, this is going to be like a weird amnesia story, isn't this? And just cuts the car. I kind of ran you over.
That's great.
Alright, I wasn't ready for that. That was pretty funny.
I wasn't ready for the cancer subplot, if I'm honest.
Yeah. The cancer subplot is definitely going to be the thing that hurts more, I feel like.
And on the one hand, I feel like maybe I've already seen the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh are both very attractive, very charismatic performers.
Yes.
Who are very good at what they do. So I'm probably still there anyway.
Oh yeah, same.
Also, really cute daughter.
Extremely cute daughter.
Them trying to figure out how to break bad news. This is very serious. And then they just start goofballing it up.
Yeah, this looks like a good, cute, and very sad time.
Oh wow, this doesn't even have a... Oh, it does. Okay, it's got a limited theatrical release in October.
Oh, okay.
Happy Halloween to us, I guess.
Happy Halloween.
It's probably gonna be sad.
Oh, quite. It has all the looks of being a very sad movie.
Yeah, by probably I mean definitely because it's built right in with the cancer subplot, but...
yeah.
It does seem like our two leads have really good chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very much looking forward to this one. Plus it's A24. Even the worst A24 movies are ones where...
they're worth watching.
I still have a good time.
Yeah.
Then we also got a trailer for Watchmen Chapter 1.
I still know nothing about the Watchmen, but I'm into this movie. The thing that kind of weirded me out was this newest trailer is a Red Band trailer, and it's like, okay, I'm not really seeing anything that constitutes the red band, and then someone's head literally explodes with blood and guts everywhere. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Oh, I figured it was the Dr. Manhattan penis.
What? Oh! I guess I missed that somehow.
You missed the...
I don't know!
Wow. Alright.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to... I am tired.
No, fair, I guess.
Yeah, but it was a thing of, alright, is it the ass? Is it like the Dr. Manhattan ass? Is that what's doing it?
The implied threesome between himself and his girlfriend?
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm starting to wonder if maybe some of the things that I thought were wrong with Zack Snyder's Watchmen might not just be problems with translating Watchmen to a cinematic medium in the first place, which is that by nature of the fact that you're making a movie, it seems like this one really wants to make the action stand out and look impressive, but it's not supposed to.
Right, yeah.
The whole point of Watchmen, the whole point that Alan Moore was trying to get across in making Watchmen is that real-life superheroes would suck because then they'd be people, and people suck.
Right, yeah.
And therefore, all the hyper-violence is not supposed to be glorified and awesome-looking. It's supposed to be horrifying and gross and pathetic.
Yeah, it's supposed to be realistic.
But I do like the Rorschach voice. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, the Rorschach sounds...
I shall not compromise on this. That was good.
Yeah.
Looking forward to watching Dr. Manhattan go nuts, and then probably... God, if they make a Doomsday Clock movie, I'm gonna actually vomit. They probably will eventually.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god, if they make a live-action Watchmen and then cross it over again, and then cross it over with the D... No! Do not speak it into existence.
Well, this movie isn't connected to, like, the DCEU or anything.
No, but...
I mean, on that, I will say the one thing that did kind of make me go... Because I think we talked about it when the first trailer came out. But the thing that made me go, oh, that's gross, was the whole thing of coming out on digital soon.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not even going to put it in theaters? Boo.
Oh, their animated movies don't really release theatrically, which is kind of a shame.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'd consider it a shame.
Like, I feel like this could benefit from a theatrical release, except for the part where it's a part 2.
Right.
Well, part 1, with a part 2 coming out. That's gonna hurt it.
Yeah, that's fair.
In that sense, I guess I get it, but I still want to put it on here because it is still a comic book movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a decently high-profile one, so...
Right.
Which just leaves the trailer for Captain America Brave New World.
It's interesting, this, because by the levels of a Marvel movie, this seems like a oddly grounded movie, just based on how it looks and all. Granted, I think it's also because it's going, like with Winter Soldier, the whole action spy thriller thing, which I am all about. I kind of prefer that kind of take when it comes to Marvel movies. Winter Soldier, I think, is still my favorite movie overall at this point. So...
I think it depends very heavily on the character.
Mm-hmm.
For Captain America in general, though, a grounded thriller approach does work.
Yeah.
And it's probably the best thing you can do with Cap to differentiate him from other superhero movies.
Yeah.
And just because Cap has a flight suit this time, I don't think that's changed.
I will say, one of the thing I am interested in this movie, since it does seem to be still a very high-stakes situation for Sam Wilson, is the whole thing of, this is a Captain America without super serum. Sam Wilson is, besides the flight suit and the shield, he is literally just a person, and I am interested to see how that gets challenged in this movie.
Yeah, same. Especially since we're getting Red Hulk.
Yeah, we're getting Harrison Ford Red Hulk, I want to say.
We don't know for sure that it's Harrison Ford, but if they follow the comics, it's Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Who is actually doing some genuinely good acting. I feel like he's channeling William Hurt for this.
Yeah.
Not to say that Harrison Ford doesn't do good acting, but
You're right.
I don't feel the grumpy, I don't want to be here Harrison Ford, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel I actually think this is interesting and I'm trying to put my best foot forward, Harrison Ford.
I do like that they kind of try to explain the change.
They said lose the mustache or lose the election.
Yeah, and how Anthony Mackie's just like, I'm still getting used to the new look.
Yeah. Nice callback to Rhodey.
Yeah, that was good. Who do you think Giancarlo Esposito's supposed to be? I'm seeing people say
I have no idea.
I'm seeing people say that they're thinking he's going to be... I've never heard of this character up until like a couple days ago. A character called George Washington Bridge.
I've seen that floating around. Apparently somebody on set may have said it, but then Giancarlo Esposito's also said nobody's been able to guess his character yet.
Okay.
He could be lying.
I mean, fair. That would be something.
Odds are he's probably lying. I'm sure somebody's guessed. There's no way he's seen every single guess circulating around on the internet.
Yeah, by power of elimination, somebody has probably, or by power of probability, someone has probably gotten the correct answer at this point.
Oh, also, it looks like we're revisiting that Eternal sticking up, or not the Eternal, the Celestial sticking up out of the ocean.
Oh, right, yeah. So I guess that's Eternals crossing over with this movie then.
Or at least following up with that lead, which means we never have to hear people go, but what about the giant Celestial in the ocean again? Because, God, I'm sick of that. It's like, guys, I get it, but it's only been 3 years. I know there's been a ton more projects.
It's only been 3 years, Jesus Christ.
Right? It'll only have been like 3 1/3 years when Cap 4 comes out.
Wow.
Okay, you know what would be really funny, though? I was talking about this with a friend of ours.
Okay.
So, in the comics, Sam has the ability to telepathically communicate with birds.
Right.
I think it'd be really funny if he just busts that power out at some point. And it turns out only a few people knew. Steve knew, maybe Widow knew, maybe Nick Fury, because you'd expect Nick Fury to know. But he just starts summoning birds or something. And Bucky, who I'm pretty sure isn't in this movie because he's going to be in Thunderbolts.
Right.
But next time they meet up, Bucky's just like, what the hell are you doing? Oh yeah, I've been able to do this the whole time. The whole time!
It's like, do you know how many times this would have been helpful?
Oh yeah, when would it have been helpful? Damn. Because in the comics, it actually gives him a really good intelligence network, because birds are literally everywhere.
Oh, that's fair. Oh, that could be fun.
Yeah. No, I think that'd be really funny. I understand why they won't, though, because part of what they're trying to go for with Sam Wilson as Captain America is that he's a regular person with no fancy superpowers. So, I get that that's not happening. I respect that. I just think it'd be really funny.
It would be very funny. As a final aside, I really like, again, browsing over the Wikipedia page for this movie, I do really like how on the Wikipedia page for it, they still have the original poster that said that the movie was supposed to come out in February.
Oh, of this year?
Oh, no, wait, that is next year. Never mind.
Yeah.
Because I know the movie got pushed back, like, at least once.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day. Chumps.
That seems like a strange pick to have come out on Valentine's Day, but that might just be me.
I mean, Deadpool came out on Valentine's Day.
That is a weird movie to have come out on Valentine's Day.
Then again, Deadpool did have a romance plot. So
fair. And
I almost said subplot, but it's really the driving source of the conflict is Wade thinking he's not good enough for Vanessa anymore.
Fair enough.
Also, New Falcon's back. That's pretty cool.
New Falcon?
Yeah, Joaquin.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's not Falcon yet, but it seemed pretty clear at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier he was going to be the Falcon.
I'm guessing that's like the second person with the wings, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, let's go to box office.
Let's do the box office.
Neither of us saw the highest grossing movie this weekend domestically, because you didn't see a movie and I didn't see Despicable Me 4.
I mean, I feel like no matter what, one of those is going to stay true when it comes to theatrical releases, and that's neither of us seeing Despicable Me 4.
Yeah. $43.59 million domestic weekend for a $210 million domestic total, and a $434.49 million worldwide total.
Alrighty.
Yeah, no, against a $100 million budget, that is impressive. I see why they're making more of these. Congrats to it.
Congrats to it, indeed.
I saw Longlegs, which took second place. Very distant. Well, not... about half distant. $22.4 million domestic weekend and total. No worldwide info yet as far as I can see. We don't know the exact budget for the movie. $3 million's been tossed around, but the only thing we know for sure is that it's under 10.
Okay, so it's definitely already making a profit.
Yeah, and it's also the highest opening for Neon, the studio distributing it. And also maybe producing it.
Okay.
Did they produce this? They're not listed on the production companies, but they are the distributor, so...
Okay. Well, I guess that good for them, because I would explain why this movie seemed to have weirdly full theaters.
It was so packed! That was crazy!
Yeah, and that's actually the reason why I didn't see it, because... Well, the main reason is I suck, but also, it was the thing of like, oh wait, shit, I can't get my ticket because I let my phone die. Let's just go to the theater and see if I can find a seat. What do you mean the only seats available in this theater are literally just the front row, where I basically have to look directly up to watch this movie.
No, man, my only options were, like, between people, so I did it.
Oh, you're better than me.
I mean, it was still row F, but...
I mean, if it was, like, between people, or one seat between, like, two groups of people, I probably would have also said no at that point.
Nah, I don't... Look, I'll go first row if I absolutely have to. To me, better than not seeing it.
Fair. Wow, how is it that you've become more flexible with watching movies than I have? That's weird.
Because I'm just in it for the love of the sport, man.
That's...
And also because I figure, for this to work, at least one of us has to have seen a movie.
That's true. That's true.
It's more likely to be me.
Yeah. And it's also a thing of neither of us saw it. I was like, alright, well, I'm not going to see this. Alright, what about Fly Me to the Moon? And it's like, oh, that has a 2-hour plus runtime. And the only way I can see it is if I literally rush to a different theater right after work and basically stay there until like almost 9:30 at night.
Yeah. I didn't go see that one because the easy excuse is that it was raining really hard when I got off work.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't feel like running to my car, driving to the movie theater, running out of my car into the theater while trying to keep my notebook dry, and then sitting in the theater probably soaking wet for an hour while I just manually dried off.
I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't blame you for that one.
The actual main reason is that I felt like editing some other stuff and actually doing some organization and being productive in some other areas, but...
So productivity.
Yeah, but raining made it much easier to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's why I ended up not seeing Fly Me to the Moon. I swear to... The number of times I say I'll try to see 2 movies and end up only seeing 1, but in my defense, I work all weekend, so the only times I have to go see movies are when I get off work.
Right.
At least prior to recording, the only times I have to go see movies are when I get off work.
Yeah.
And if I have other stuff I have to do, or if I've had a particularly draining day, then...
Yeah, and it's a bit of a non-factor at that point.
Which kind of happened when I saw Longlegs. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's because I was between people, I don't know, but I felt really antsy.
Okay.
Like, simultaneously uncomfortable sitting in my seat, but also struggling to stay awake and focus. It was very weird.
That is a weird combination of feelings.
Which I feel like might have potentially altered my opinion of this movie.
Okay.
Because I genuinely can't peg how I feel.
That's fun.
Yeah, no, it's really a shame you didn't see it because I could have used the sounding board.
I'm sorry.
It's fine, but if you do it to me for Twisters, I swear to God.
I don't plan on doing it to you for Twisters. I do actually want to see Twisters. I mean, it's interesting because looking at this movie, at least to see what people said about it, at least as far as Rotten Tomatoes scores go, it's interesting that it has like an 87% from the critics, but a 64% from the audience. And I find that interesting just because it's like, usually if a movie doesn't have similar ratings across both critics and audience, it's usually horrifically lopsided. Like, it's either a really high critic score with a really low audience score, or vice versa.
Yeah, it's weird that it's lagging that far behind, but it's not being tanked.
Yeah.
Hell, its cinema score was a C+.
Which is not good, right?
No, that's ridiculous. I mean, I can see it, though.
Okay.
I can see it. The thing about this movie is, it's very atmospheric.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, the cinematography, the sound design, the acting, all top-notch. This is a real constant state of dread movie, where you're not expecting a jump scare, but you're always...
on the lookout.
You're always feeling uncomfortable, and it's always off-putting, and there's just something about how the characters interact with each other and go about their business that's just weird and unsettling.
And that already instantly makes me upset that I did not see this movie, because that sounds... Normally I wouldn't be for something like that, but considering what I know about this movie and who's involved in it, it's like, alright, that actually genuinely sounds like fun. It's like someone who's scared of roller coasters, i.e. me, being on a roller coaster, and instead of being scared shitless, it's a combination of scared shitless and I'm having a wonderful time.
It's also interesting, this is directed by Osgood Perkins, who I think the only other movie of his that I've seen is Gretel and Hansel, which came out in 2020. And I think my impression of Longlegs is similar to that. Maybe I like this one a little bit more, though, because I was looking back through what I thought of that, back when the monthly movie awards were a thing, and the thing there is that it's a very good atmospheric movie until the plot starts getting in the way.
Alright.
And for most of Longlegs, that isn't the case.
Oh, is it like a really quiet movie?
Yeah, it's decently quiet.
Okay.
Basically, the premise of the movie is that Micah Monroe is playing FBI agent Lee Harker. She's a new recruit. And she gets put on a series of murder-suicides that have been happening for decades. But are all seemingly connected.
Okay.
And she's put on this because while tracking down a suspect with her partner, she manages to correctly intuit where the killer is hiding. Not the killer they're looking for in the main case, but in this lead-up case. With no real reason. No real rhyme. No evidence. She just knows where he is.
It's like, how did you know? It was a gut feeling. Or something intuition.
Yeah, they end up... She's tested and they come to the conclusion she might be at least partly psychic.
Okay.
Which is weird that they then put her on a case instead of go, what? But, you know what? Part of the thing with this movie, especially... The ending, I feel like, is where it all kind of comes to a disappointing head. But all throughout the movie, it's littered with things like that, where you're just kind of scratching your head going, that's not how I thought they'd react to that. That doesn't seem correct.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a realistic reaction to the information they were just given.
Yeah. So these murders that she's investigating are all pretty much the same, where it's a series of murder-suicides that are... It all happens among families.
Okay.
And in each case, the father ends up murdering his wife and kids, and then takes his own life.
Like, no deviation whatsoever.
There's deviation in tools used, there's hints that somebody else is behind it, but there's no forensic evidence that anybody else has ever... that anybody's entered any of the crime scenes while the killings are happening, so however this killer is doing it, he's doing it from outside the houses.
Okay.
So, she ends up looking into it. It turns out all the girls' birthdays are within 6 days or so of each other. Not in terms of they're all the same age, but...
But, like, the actual, like, date, sans the year, is within 6 days of one another.
Oh, no, it's they each of their birthdays is on the 14th, and the murders are all 6 days before or after the day.
So, like, the 14th of a given month?
Yeah.
Okay, that is something I can see a real serial killer doing.
So, Lee ends up looking into this case, intuiting her way closer and closer, but she starts to uncover some more details, and unraveling the idea that this goes deeper than she realizes.
Okay.
And that it has some connections to her own past.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, it's very well acted. Micah Monroe knocks it out of the park. She's, for the most part, very subdued in this.
Okay.
But not in a way that detracts. In a way that it just kind of feels like...
It adds fuel to the fire.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the best way to put this. It kind of feels like you're sort of sleepwalking through the movie at times.
Okay.
Not in a I'm not paying attention way, but in a none of this feels quite real kind of way.
Right, okay.
But you can tell it's intentional. It's the desired effect. And the cinematography, grade A. All the shots are designed in such a way that you are constantly looking out for things in the background. It encourages it. And more often than not, there's not anything there, but when there is...
Better or worse than The Invisible Man, would you say?
Ooh. Just in terms of pure cinematography, better?
Okay.
But The Invisible Man is a better movie.
Alright.
And a lot of that really comes down to the end of the movie's kind of a mess and feels like it needs to be longer, maybe? Or cut some things out? Or add some things in? I'm not 100% sure what it needs beyond it doesn't click, and it doesn't connect to the rest of the movie very well.
Okay.
It kind of feels like somebody went, oh, right, the audience is gonna want answers.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they're gonna want to know things. Damn it. Shit.
And Nicolas Cage is honestly operating on a completely different wavelength to everybody here, and that's another one of those ones that feels both intentional and to its advantage.
Okay.
Because he is pretty creepy.
Alright, that's encouraging.
He is pretty creepy, pretty sinister, kind of hamming over the top. It almost feels like he's kind of going for Joker, but...
Okay.
Not quite, but Joker coded, you know?
Alrighty.
And it does clash, because everybody else is operating much more tempered and much more, what's the word I'm looking for, grounded. He is not.
Oh, he's all over the place.
He's all over the place.
As Nicolas Cage tends to be.
Yeah, but it's glorious.
Mm.
Alicia Witt is Lee's mom, Ruth Harker, who is kind of losing her mind at this point. Seems to be forgetting some stuff here and there. Well, losing her mind isn't necessarily the right way of wording it. She's just kind of out there.
Okay.
Blair Underwood is Lee's boss, who I don't know how to take his character. He is probably the main source of... His is where I feel like it starts to falter, the veneer of this is like a weird dream, because he acts just not emotional, but he has just enough flair in his performance that it feels like he's actually acting, and it makes him stand apart, and it also makes the things that slip through feel weirder.
Okay.
This, by which I mean, this is really hard to say without getting into spoilers. This whole movie is, like, I think I've said this before, full of things that make me go, but that's not
how that works.
And then at the end in particular, there's like, wait a minute, if this, then why didn't this? Or, you really never thought to bring up this, huh?
So there's a couple plot holes.
Yeah.
Or not so much plot holes, but reaction holes, I guess.
I'd call them plot holes. There's an implication that this is all part of a plan, but the end game isn't really certain.
Mm-hmm.
And without the end game being certain, it makes the details a little muddled.
Okay.
All in all, it really kind of stumbles at the end. It's still good, and part of this might be because I wasn't the most alert when watching it, because I was having a weird, I can't get comfortable in this seat. Why do my ankles hurt? What is this?
Right.
But I was really kind of struggling to keep up with all the details at the end.
Okay.
And part of it's a genre shift a little bit. Well, not really a genre shift? I don't know. It's a very strange movie.
Yeah, what I'm getting from all of this is that I need to try and make an opportunity to see this, because even though it sounds like it's hard to get a handle on it, it does still sound like a very good time.
No, I definitely don't regret having seen it.
Okay.
Definitely not. I've got it in a weird spot on my ranked list of 2024, and I'm realizing that I've got like a bunch of horror movies all in the same general spot.
Right.
And they're all kind of fighting it out. But then on the flip side, you've also got Kung Fu Panda 4 in the mix.
Alrighty.
Currently, I've got Longlegs, not as good as ISS, better than In a Violent Nature.
Which puts it at number
25, not that that matters.
Okay, I say, so it's not even like in the top 10 or anything like that.
No, definitely not. It fumbles the bag way too hard at the end for me to put it particularly high.
Okay, that's fair.
But I am still glad I saw it. I would still rate it as it's worth watching, but a lot of reactions, I guess, have been calling it one of the scariest things in years. Definitely not.
Alrighty.
What it's very good at is that pervasive feeling of discomfort and a mild undercurrent of fear at all times. Very good at that.
Alrighty.
Because not a lot of movies stick that one.
Alrighty then. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that did... I know it was a very all-over-the-place description and all that, and you still were like, I'm not sure exactly how I feel about it, but yeah, this did kind of make me go, it's like, yeah, I should have seen this movie.
I mean, I don't know if I'd go see it again, but...
Oh, no, I mean, it would very much be a thing of, like, if I go to see it, like, I know I would be seeing it on my own, because I know from how you saw it, I would be shocked if you wanted to see it a second time, or unless you wanted to just make sure that your feelings are just, and not just because of being stuck between people or being oddly tired or anything like that.
I don't know what did it. I don't know what did it. And it's really funny. There's a bit in the movie where something happens and one of the characters is walking around in a state, and all I could think was, this just kind of articulates what I'm feeling right now.
Alright.
Is this movie psychic?
The movie is self-sentient, I think? ... Is that a thing now? We're gonna make it a thing now.
Okay, you know what? One other thing. There's not a lot of funny moments in this. Mm-hmm. But there's a couple of really good funny moments in this.
Alrighty. Not
in, gut-busting, side-splitting, ha-ha way, but in the awkward, uncomfortable way.
So kind of like a couple... Wait, that's right, you never saw Civil War.
No.
That sounds like a couple of the funny moments in Civil War, because that movie has a couple moments where it's just like, alright, that's pretty cool. Within, like, a millisecond followed by a, oh no.
Alright. No, there's... You know what, I'll give you one. There's a bit relatively early in the movie where Harker's boss brings her to his house to meet his family. And she's not about it, because she's not really a people person. I've seen some speculation that she's autistic coded, and I'm not equipped to weigh in on that, but if somebody were to tell me that was the case, I would probably nod and go, yeah, that sounds...
correct.
That sounds potentially accurate.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bit where her boss's daughter asks, do you want to see my room? And she's just kind of shuffling uncomfortably, and then it just cuts to them both sitting on opposite sides of the bed, and she's looking around like she'd rather be literally anywhere else. And the dialogue is so weird and stilted, it's hilarious.
Alrighty.
It's such a good smash cut, it's such a good juxtaposition. Or is it a juxtaposition? Bait and switch? Whatever it is, it's a great example of it.
Alrighty.
And there's a couple moments like that. The other one that I'm thinking of is a little more, oh god, kind of funny, but that one was definitely a good, awkward comedy of just, relatable, I wouldn't want to be there either. But she's trying to be polite about it.
Kind of sounds like, as much as I absolutely love my niece to bits, it kind of sounds like a couple of moments where, when I go to visit them, my niece will straight up kidnap me.
Yep.
She'll, drag me to her room to show me all her things, and I'm not really allowed to leave until, her mother and her father are done making food. And it's just and I am stuck in this room with the 5-year-old. I love this 5-year-old, but I'm just here yeah, that's cool, kiddo. We can go somewhere else together.
Yeah, all in all, I'd say this is worth it if you're willing to watch a more atmospheric horror movie and go in with the idea that this is not going to end in a particularly satisfactory manner.
But you still get to watch Nicolas Cage be weird and zany.
Yeah, that too. Mm-hmm. Is it weird that he's good, but he's almost kind of an afterthought for me?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of all the things that I would put on a here's what really makes this movie work list, he's not on the doesn't make it work list, but he's low on the makes it work list.
Okay. Understandable.
Which is very surprising, because he's the main reason I was gonna go see it in the first place. But that's where I'm at on that.
Alright.
So with that being said, thanks for listening, everybody. Again, please share the video around if you like this, because it really does help. Make sure to engage and all that good stuff.
Remember, ring the like button and smash that frickin' bell.
Yeah! Next week, the main attraction is Twisters.
The main attraction is definitely Twisters. I think we determined there was one or two other things, but I think we're mostly landing on Twister.
Oddity is also out this weekend, which I really want to try to see, but given the number of times in recent weeks where I said, yeah, I want to see both and haven't seen both.
Right.
I definitely don't want to say that's probably happening, but I will do my damnedest.
Right. Understandable.
But, regardless of what we ended up covering, this has been Under the Bridge with Cody, aka the Scarlet Troll.
And with Greg, aka Greg.
And we'll catch you all next week.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye!